I accidentally discovered orgasm at the age of 8, I think.
100 people a year die of masturbating.
Their dicks fall off.
Kiara Lord, welcome to the first episode of I Hate Porn.
Thank you for having me, Tommy. How you been?
It's just so good to do the first one with one of my best friends because I get so nervous in front of camera.
It's all right. You're doing great. But tell me why it's I hate porn when we actually love porn.
Exactly. I wanted to do a show about porn and sex and just anything else I find interesting. And every time porn is in the media, it's always something really dark. So
yeah.
I figured let's embrace that. And it sounds cool. So
yeah, it sounds cool. It's catchy. So I'm determined.
So the first episode, I thought it's No Not November. It seems to be a big event in the sexual calendar, just the calendar in general. I feel like No Not November is bigger than Movember now, where everybody grows a beard. Do you know what No Not November is?
I now know, but to be completely transparent, I wasn't quite sure what it was. So could you just, describe it for me and my fellow friends out there?
I'd Googled, what is it before I did the show, and I thought I knew what it was, but I didn't. I thought it came from NoFap. But I know the rules are that you can't have sex or masturbate or ejaculate in any way. Watching pornography or having boners, that's allowed, but you can't come.
Yeah, well, you cannot control a boner. I mean...
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Sometimes I wish I could, but you can't. You're allowed to have one wet dream, only one. I don't know, you can't control
but then
a wet
again,
dream.
Yeah.
It's just so
You
crazy.
don't organize your dreams, okay?
But if you have more than one, you're out of the game. So it's like a challenge. You don't have 3 strikes. If you fail, you're out.
Okay. And what's the point? If you succeed?
This is the thing. If you succeed, then you're a winner, and it qualifies you to take part in Destroy Dick December.
Oh!
Have you heard of that?
No! What? Dick Destroy?
December, yeah.
December.
Wanna...
It's like the opposite,
yeah.
I assume.
Well, what do you think you have to do? See if you can guess.
I guess you have to come as many times you can during the month of December.
Close. It's like an advent calendar. So on day 1,
okay,
you come once. On day 2, you come twice. On day 3, you come 3 times.
That sounds dangerous to me.
And on Christmas Day, instead of having turkey with your family, you have to come 25 times.
Oh my God. That's not possible, is it?
I don't know.
Considering a day consists of 24 hours, then you would
have... 1 hour is okay, I think. You think? You think 1 hour? I don't know.
I mean, coming every hour.
I don't know I've never spent 24 hours in bed.
You never qualified for Dick Destroy December.
I've had days when I guess I've been bored, especially when it was the second lockdown.
Oh, yes.
And I've definitely had days where I've taken masturbation to
next level.
A whole other place. Yeah. I don't know if
you
you've
never told me about that.
No, I did. Funny
I don't
enough,
know what to say.
I didn't call my friends and say, "Hey, guess what I did yesterday?"
So does that mean you succeeded the NoFap November?
Oh God, no! I've never tried it. I moved in with an ex.
Oh.
But we weren't sexual, and we were sharing a bed because we just didn't want to be lonely. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds so weird. So the first lockdown, we were like that, and we didn't really have sex. So it's the longest I've ever been without masturbating.
Okay.
And I found my libido went down a lot.
That makes sense.
But I don't know if it's because it was a very depressing time. It was quite scary. We didn't really know what the virus was all about. So
were you genuinely scared?
I don't know. I was putting a brave face on, but I think deep down maybe you feel a bit differently. So I definitely felt strange to be so isolated and lonely and living this different life. So yeah, my libido went down, but also I wasn't touching myself. But since then, I masturbate twice a day
I know that.
in the morning, in the evening.
Yeah.
And I'd be a bit scared of not doing it because I wouldn't want my libido to go down.
Oh,
And now I'm older, you know, you don't want to be one of those guys that
interesting.
can't please his girl. So,
Interesting.
so yeah. Is masturbation the same for girls? Is it something you obsess over? Like you think you do too much or too little? Or...
To be honest, I think it's not the same for ladies because I think our libidos and our sex drive, you know, might be a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't recall any time or like period in my life when I would like go over the top with masturbation.
No.
No, like I personally don't. However, that doesn't mean anything. Like, you know, I think girls are just generally not so open about like their masturbation habits. Therefore, we have, you know, just not enough data on that.
Yeah, and is there anything similar for girls? Like No Nut November? Like no sex toy February?
I don't think so. I think it's a man thing.
I think we're the only ones that obsess over it.
Exactly.
Like in the UK, like the most common insult, especially, is like wanker.
Oh.
But obviously everybody masturbates, so it's a really stupid insult. But it's just this idea that if you masturbate, you're kind of sad, lonely, pathetic.
Yeah, I think there's a stigma
Yeah.
about masturbation. Like it's something shameful.
For men, not for girls, I don't think.
No, I think for girls. I'm talking about like, you know, from my own experience. Whenever I was younger, I mean, I did feel ashamed sometimes of it, you know?
Really?
I don't know why. I just felt it's not something to be proud of or not something to be, you know, like to be open about. And just, I don't know, I always felt ashamed. I guess because there wasn't any like proper education about masturbation, let's say in high school. So therefore, there was no open conversation about it ever. So I thought it must be something, you know, like only I do.
Really?
And the others, no, not even between friends. We never discussed the topic of masturbation. Honestly.
That's so interesting. Definitely in the UK, I feel like in my age group, it was when girls started throwing sex toy parties. And they would have these parties and then
that's so interesting.
They would sell sex toys to their friends. I felt like getting your first vibrator or getting a vibrator was seen as
how would you get a sex toy when you're like, let's say, under the age of consent?
Well, you don't need to consent to having a vibrating toy.
How do you buy it if you're not allowed like in a sex shop?
Generally, it became like a cool thing around like 16 to 18, I'd say.
So people just found a way.
Well, they had this shop that was a sex shop, but it wasn't really a sex shop.
Okay.
It sold itself as like a lingerie shop.
Oh, okay.
So they had it like as female friendly, and then all the girls would have parties, and one of the girls would get some commission for selling her friends sex toys, and it became this kind of empowering thing. But you don't get something similar for men, like you don't get like a fleshlight party where it's like, hey guys.
No, but what about, you know, like back in time, like sharing pornographic magazines?
Yeah, I think they would do that.
Yeah,
and
they would do that.
Videos.
And videos, yeah.
But we wouldn't say sit watching the video together.
Of course, no. But even the thing you're telling me now about the girls throwing parties like that, I've never experienced anything like that at all. Never.
I'd say in the UK it's so...
Yeah, I feel like it's a different place.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I just assumed that all girls all over the world were kind of quite empowered with masturbation.
You know, I would say I've only become to the conclusion about masturbation, you know, like it being normal around when I joined porn.
Okay.
Like, yeah, before that, I don't know. I never talked about it like to anyone.
When you felt guilty, was it like you come and then you feel guilty? Or do you feel guilty while you're doing it?
No, because before doing it, I was obviously so excited that my goal was to come. And only after, I don't know, became like a sudden feeling of guilt. that I couldn't explain, and that's why I was frustrated. Like, why do I feel that way?
Did you have to like go to the shower and just get clean? Like, or...
Oh no, I wasn't that concerned, I guess. No, I mean, not that much. It's just, it's just something I felt like I had to do. It's like an urge.
Yeah.
But definitely, I've been masturbating way more when I was less active sexually.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays, I rarely feel like masturbating. However, there's an interesting thing in my life. It's no secret. I have genital herpes.
Okay.
And whenever I have the herpes, it's those painful sores are just like so close to my clitoris. They somehow like stimulate it. And I have a feeling that I just have to masturbate for it to just go away,
Wow. And does it work?
It works. Like, it's way easier for me to come whenever I have herpes. And I just, I'm like, okay, I just gotta do it. And then that's it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's sort of amazing.
So we just cured herpes on the first episode of this show.
Well, it just, I don't know, makes me feel more easy. The sores seem to like calm down a bit. Then I put on some ointment and yeah, it might actually help to, make it go away faster.
Yeah. I'm stumped. I've never expected that. Yeah. So I guess back to Not November.
Yeah.
Do you think you could go a month without making yourself come?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes I go a month without masturbating because I just...
But without having sex, or without having an orgasm, say.
I think I could do a month. Yeah, easy. I would just, occupy myself with other things. Let's say other like dopamine generating things such as shopping, eating, and stuff like that. Yes, of course, I could easily do a month. What about you?
No, not a chance.
No, not a chance. What's like your longest you've gone without?
If I'm filming porn, then I don't for a whole day before.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can actually come on set.
More so that there's enough cum.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like there's more when...
Yeah, that's known.
But I find that really difficult because...
How was the longest?
The longest was during the first lockdown. The first couple of weeks was really hard, but me and the girl, we weren't so into sex because it was like an ex.
That's also so weird.
Yeah, and then after a couple of weeks, my libido just dropped. It just crashed. And I didn't really have the urge anymore.
Yeah, like you didn't desire anymore. So just say a number.
I think I could last half a day. I just couldn't. I've got no willpower. I have no willpower. Unless I have a reason to stop, I couldn't do it. I've got no willpower.
Would you say it's something like a habit that men develop?
For me, I don't think it's a habit. It's just, I get horny.
So you actually get horny, and that reminds you of doing it.
I'm generally horny most of the time.
Oh,
so,
wow. Okay.
But then, if I don't masturbate, then I'm just like all I'm thinking about is sex. So I prefer to just focus on my work, focus on my day, on the gym or whatever. I don't want to be like just thinking about...
So I guess, I don't know, what's the point of No Not November?
I'm glad you asked. So the reason people do it is some people, for a display of willpower, they want to just like test themselves and kind of show like how determined they are. And I like that because I think you need willpower for so many things in life.
And it's like a diet, let's say.
Yeah, a diet, to look good, to be successful.
Exactly.
So I completely get that. Some people do it for charity.
Charity?
To raise money for prostate cancer.
That's a good cause.
Movember is also the same, which I think it's easier to grow a beard than not check off. And others, it's like a kind of initiation ceremony for NoFap. So the famed cult.
I don't know. What do you think? Do you ever feel ashamed because of masturbation?
No, I've never
You've never felt that way?
No, I don't think I have. Because I know every guy does it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's why I felt ashamed. because I didn't know if my fellow, like women out there did the same or...
Yeah, I feel it's healthy. I know there's health benefits to masturbation.
Like what?
One of the most important is just feeling relaxed. You're not stressed. Like you've got endorphins flowing. I'm sure it's not healthy to have just all that. What does it do? Does it just collect in your body? Where does it go if it doesn't?
I think first it like collects, then it reaches like a maximum, and then it starts to like saturate or like, just the consistency might change.
It might turn into like a different...
And then when it reached like the absolute maximum, I think it just stops. It just stops producing more.
No, I'm not sure about that. I think it keeps recycling. I think it constantly creates.
So you think you like pee it out eventually?
I don't know. I don't know if they just eat themselves or like, do they go to your... Where do they get digested if they regenerate? I don't know. If they die, where do they go?
I'm pretty sure they exit your body through urine.
I love when like we talk about anatomy and I just realize how little I know. It's like, this is the area I feel I should know lots about. And there's more health benefits as well. So people that masturbate at least 21 times a month, much less likely to get prostate cancer. So
okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and just after masturbation, it can be sex with a partner, but masturbating is definitely healthy from a cancer point of view, from a mental health point of view as well.
And when do you think it becomes unhealthy, let's say?
I've been watching on Reddit, and I see people saying that they're missing family functions or not hanging out with friends or missing schoolwork or missing work because of masturbation. And like, obviously, don't do that. But is it any different to missing those things because you're playing video games all the time?
Yeah.
Like, it just means that maybe those things you've chosen are pretty fucking boring. Like, maybe you don't want to hang out with some distant family member, or maybe you need new friends, or maybe you need a new job or study a different topic. Because I think if you'd rather have a wank than study your university course, then you're on the wrong course.
But then how long does a wank last, really? Couldn't you do it like before a family event, let's say, and just...
Yeah, like it shouldn't take, you're not like, you don't need to like do anything romantic first and put some music on and light candles.
I think you can pretty much, be done in 5 minutes, like with everything, like from start to finish. What I think when it becomes unhealthy is when you wank so much, you lose actual interest and desire, let's say, for your partner, or, let's say the opposite or the same sex, doesn't matter, in general. People get used to get satisfied so fast because they know exactly what to do. They get lost, let's say, during an intercourse or a sexual experience.
Do you think that happens?
I absolutely do. I personally had to learn how to come with someone else rather than myself, because I just know my body so well. I know how to make myself come, and it's not the same when you're with someone else. When you're actually having sex with someone else.
See, I found the opposite as a guy. I found that there's
maybe
a big proportion of girls that have maybe never had an orgasm with a man.
Exactly.
And when I talk to them, they also don't masturbate.
Yeah, and I started masturbating quite early. I accidentally discovered orgasm at the age of 8, I think.
Wow.
Yes, it's accidentally. Yes.
Were you horse riding or something?
No, I remember very vividly this experience. I had a best friend, and we were playing, like a couple, like husband and wife.
Okay.
And obviously we knew what, men and women do in bed. So I was just basically pretending to ride her. Like she was laying flat on her back and I was riding her. And as my, genital areas were like rubbing against hers, even through clothes, I felt, like, wow, this is something very weird, very nice. And I remember, like the urge, like just keep going, just keep going. And my friend was telling me, like, can you stop because it's hurting me?
Oh no.
And I remember, like, I decided to ignore that.
Oh.
And I'm like, no. And that's the first time I come. And after that, I understood I just have to somehow stimulate this area of mine. And this is how my light up in the dark elephant pillow became my sexual toy.
Wow.
I was rubbing myself against this pillow ever since.
I've never heard of anything like that.
I think it's quite common for girls actually using
and people
pillows.
Maybe just don't talk about it.
Yeah,
I never heard
well,
of it so young.
I'm an open book, so.
Yeah.
And I find it fascinating how I, unconscious or like subconscious, just, like being a human just made me do it.
Mm-hmm. This is an instinct, like an animal instinct.
It's an instinct, because I had no idea about, orgasm in general at this age. Like, I had no info on it. So, yeah, it just happened.
That's incredible. I thought you couldn't have an orgasm until puberty. I just thought they were linked.
No, you see? No. I actually wonder what's like the youngest age you can actually experience orgasm. I find I was quite young,
Yeah.
So, but it happened. And then when I actually entered, let's say, high school, so that's above the age of 13, 14, when I had access to porn, let's say, via internet. And then I realized you can actually put things inside yourself.
Okay.
And I think just like many, many girls, I started out with a pen.
Pen.
Because, pen is harmless. I mean, no, but yeah. So I was just, experimenting with the pen.
A pen is mightier than the pink pillow.
No, it's just different, It's different. I mean, like having an orgasm via clitoris and via penetration, different. Obviously, the best is to have them like both at the same time. So I prefer to do it with a man. Like I can come the best with a man.
And you never had a period in your life when you felt you masturbated too much, or you had a problem?
I think I masturbated like accordingly to my age. Whenever I was really developing and just hit puberty, I think I masturbated every day, typically after school, like a perfect ending of the day,
See, I've heard of people that have, say, a boring job, and so they'll find somewhere quiet at work and just get it done there.
I can relate to that sometimes.
Yeah, for me, I masturbate more if I'm bored. It's like...
Yeah, sometimes I'm just sitting around, let's say, and I'm like, might as well just masturbate.
Yeah.
But I find it comes, the thought comes with usually watching a movie that is actually not porn, but some like mainstream movie where people get sexual or like intimate. And that's when I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I should just pause the movie here and masturbate, and then I keep going with with the movie. So for me, it's way more exciting to see, let's say, like people in clothes acting intimate rather than some hardcore porn. I'm the same in real life. I get turned on by caressing, touching, kissing, whatever. So yeah, definitely true. Boredom can make you masturbate more.
Yeah, I think a lot of these people that say they masturbate too much, they're just bored, and they just need to find something interesting.
But on the other hand, a good advice: if you're bored, it means you are boring.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just find better hobbies, guys.
Yeah, I guarantee if they had a job they're interested in, if they had responsibilities, like
They
wife or children.
they would even just skip, you know?
Yeah, they're not
There's no
going to have
time.
time.
No time.
No.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, there's a point where masturbation is, you know, it's like excessive when I've experienced it. I've tried to, you know, like reach my limits. And at one point, like my genitals are like in so much pain and they are so sore. And I think maybe I should stop. You know, maybe it's just, you know, like, what am I even doing here, you know?
Yeah.
Just trying to bring the maximum pleasure out of your body.
Well, the problem is with masturbation is you always need more because what you really want is sex, but you're getting a substitute.
I guess so.
So I had one friend, and this could be bullshit and just guys fronting and trying to like make out like, yeah, I don't masturbate. But he said he never masturbates because he feels if he masturbates, then he doesn't have an incentive to find sex. So he would generally have sex with every girl that showed any slight bit of interest in him.
Rather than wanking.
Yeah. That's kind of how he lived.
Okay,
so like,
I mean...
It's like, I believe him.
Yeah, I believe, you know, we are all different.
It does make you think, would I have more sex if I didn't masturbate? So I do wonder if that's the case. But then for me personally, my libido went down. So I'm not so sure.
Well, for me, nowadays, at least, I rarely masturbate, to be honest, because I have so much sex in my life that I'm just happy, you know, whenever, like, nobody's touching me. I'm just, you know, just don't put on some granny panties and living my best life.
Having that much sex with you?
Yes, I do.
Do you think masturbation or porn is addictive?
I think anything can be addictive in general. So for some people, absolutely.
Do you think addictive is the right word though? Because an addiction is like you need it. Like you actually need it. Like no one needs.
Well, you know, I think, let's say, if you get like frustrated enough by not doing something, may it be masturbation, then I think you could be addictive. Obviously, addiction, as you mentioned, can, you know, range from nothing to maximum. So you cannot compare, I would say you cannot compare like a porn addiction to, let's say, some substance addiction.
Yeah, like
But I think, you know, there's, again, physical and mental addiction, let's say mental or psychological, I don't even know at this point. But the point is, I think masturbation is something in between. Like it's both physical and both like mental, psychological. So
for me, it seems like such a luxury addiction, which is why I hate using the word, because I guarantee you there's no one addicted to masturbation in, say, a poor country like Ethiopia or something.
You know, I think you're wrong there,
people
Tommy.
People are just trying to survive, and
yeah, but you know what?
They don't spend as much, like just, you know, like, oh, I'll just take the weekend off and I'll jerk off the whole time and not see my friends, you know?
Let me just say that I've heard or I've read that like people in difficult situations, let's say war, a classic one. Almost everyone can get a hard-on, a boner, and have sex in wartime because your body is just in so much stress because of the war and what's happening around you. Well, so what I'm trying to say is people have sex like more easily in difficult times rather than relaxed times, you know?
I understand that.
With erection and stuff like that. So is what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure people who struggle, like either in Africa, as you said, or in Afghanistan, wherever, I think they actually masturbate quite a lot just to release stress and make themselves feel, like slightly better.
Sex addiction, for example, no one had ever heard of it. But then every time a celebrity gets caught cheating, it's like they prefer to be the victim. Yeah. And it's like, oh no, I'm not just a lying, cheating
I think a
person.
good example was David Duchovny.
Yeah.
They
He was
just
like the
love to
first
make,
one.
yeah, they just love to make him someone like a sex addict, let's say.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
And the reason I think porn addictions and masturbation addiction is probably not real is because in the LGBTQ community, they celebrate their sexuality. Like, they celebrate pornography.
Yeah.
They celebrate, and no one is ashamed of masturbating. No one's ashamed of being a bit slutty if they want to be.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny how like porn addiction only affects straight guys. It doesn't affect like girls. It doesn't affect gay guys. Only straight guys.
But on the
That
other
just
hand,
makes you think it's a Christian thing. It just
you can, I think some cases you can be considered as a porn addict when really all you do, all your, let's say, entertainment is about porn. Like, you don't watch mainstream movies or you don't listen to music or whatnot. You just only watch porn. Like, some people love to analyze, porn.
yeah.
They know all the actors, all the actresses, everything, so...
But do you think that's bad? Is it any worse than, say, being a huge super fan of Lady Gaga? 'Cause
No,
I mean, it's
no,
culturally...
I never said it was bad. I said you
like-
just can be, become
Yeah.
obsessed sometimes.
Yeah, obsession I get. Like, that people like to collect.
But to get, let's say, withdrawal symptoms because you haven't watched porn that day, nah.
Does that happen, though, withdrawal
No.
symptoms? I'm not sure. There's
No,
No.
you might think like, or you might get a little frustrated, like, I'm missing out, like on my daily porn content. But, like,
But I can completely understand someone just loving porn. Like, porn's amazing. It's like,
it's entertainment. So
like girls that are maybe better or more interesting than you can get in your real life, or if you're in a conservative country, seeing porn must be like, holy shit, this is amazing. It's incredible entertainment. So I don't know. I don't see it as any different to watching horror movies or...
No,
like,
exactly.
Just
No, I don't think, like, if I had to say yes or no, I would say no. There's no such thing as porn addiction or masturbating too much. It's up to you. What's too much? Obviously, when you really can no longer function and your sole purpose of existing is masturbation, then you might visit a doctor. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I think if masturbation addiction was a thing, you'd see all these people in the news and they'd be like, yeah, we just found him in his apartment and he just wanked himself to death, and there's like, he just didn't eat, he couldn't go
or
to
like
the
he had
supermarket
to go to a rehab. Like, no. And like, oh yeah, I'm recovered from my masturbation addiction, or like an AA meeting, of like AA wankers, let's say.
Yeah, AA wankers.
Can you imagine that? Like, hello, I haven't been wanking for 7 days now.
They have that. They do have that. That's what NoFap is.
Oh,
like,
they have like AAs, like groups.
Well, church groups do. They help you. They have like counselors.
And do you have to confess?
They have counselors, not psychologists, because psychologists are doctors and they spend 6 years studying. But they have counselors who maybe did a couple of days training. And they
and now they are experts.
Yeah, and they help you get over your porn and masturbation addiction.
Yeah, I wonder.
Only for
I wonder.
straight men,
it's like a classical thing where you sit in the the box and just say, I have to confess.
I like Catholics. Yeah.
Yeah, like, Father, I've sinned, and I'm pretty sure this exists
it
too.
absolutely exists. It's online. It's huge. Like,
or do you think people punish themselves?
I think mentally they punish themselves.
Not physically, like whipping their backs.
I think maybe they punish themselves physically because, like, if you've got this severe guilt and shame hanging over something like that, then that's not a nice thing to walk around with. Like, if I do something bad to someone, even just by accident, I feel horrible. And to feel like that every day, because you masturbate every day, I
think many people actually carry around this package of guilt and think, oh, I'm so miserable. Why do I masturbate so much? Like, get your shit together, you know?
Yeah, the get your shit together bit, I think that's okay. Like
That's
sometimes
okay.
you need
Like
to
discipline yourself, yeah.
Yeah. But if it's like feeling, I don't know, I just can't imagine it's nice to carry guilt and shame around.
So will you enter this November NoFap? Not November, sorry.
I could try it for the rest of this month, maybe. I could see how far I can get.
You feel like doing it?
If I get a prize, what's the prize?
Your prize,
Will you do it too?
yeah, but it's no fun because I will have sex in November. So I have.
You just have to try not to come. Like,
Oh, easy.
really?
Yeah, easy. On set, easy. Yeah, absolutely.
You
No
can
problem.
stop yourself coming.
Yes.
That's so interesting.
Yes.
How do you stop yourself having an orgasm?
When I feel I'm close, I just stop that certain position or something and
Okay.
try not to get back to the same position, let's say.
So you can do NoFap November too for the
Yes.
rest of the month.
I can. So what of it?
Yes.
But I couldn't do like no shopping November.
No shopping November.
No. Or like no junk food November, you know?
Yeah. See,
No, not easy for me.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay, let's try NoFap November. And the winner gets...
What? Like an unlimited amount of popcorn for the rest of the year or what?
No, we get a dinner. Sushi, I think.
Oh, like in a fancy restaurant? Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
So wait, the winner invites?
No, the loser has to pay. We have to be honest.
But that's quite predictable, isn't it?
I'm going to lose, aren't I?
Yes. Well, good luck, Tommy.
I don't know, though. You maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
We have to be honest, though. So
Yeah, we have to be honest.
we were talking about that no one's really died of masturbation. But we did some digging before the show,
Okay.
and actually people do.
But heart attack?
No. So 1,000 people a year die because...
1,000?
This is just in the US. Because they like to choke themselves while they masturbate.
Oh!
And it goes wrong, and they can't release it.
Oh my
It's
God.
called autoerotica, I believe. Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh, yes.
And there's some celebrities died of it too. So Bill in Kill Bill, he died like that. So I think they tie a belt or stockings around their neck, and they basically hang
Or a
themselves.
belt?
Yeah, they hang themselves while they're jerking off. And I mean, it must be good if 1,000 people a year are doing it, right? So
How would your family react to that?
imagine finding the body there, and it's like that. It's like there must be more. There must be more celebrities that die that way, and they just don't reveal it.
This is the ultimate morbid thing.
It's so bad. There was a UK politician that died that way. Michael Hutchins died that way, the singer of In Excess. So
It's a real thing, okay.
It's a real thing. So masturbation can kill.
Or do you think I can get like electrocuted?
Maybe in the bath, if you're using a Hitachi in the
Yes.
bath and you drop it in. Maybe that's the thing.
You know why I think of it? Because sometimes a small shock like hits my hand whenever I release the sex toy from the connector. Then it like hits me. I'm like, fuck off. Yeah. So it's dangerous.
Yeah, just being found naked when you're dead is like one of my worst nightmares. Like,
Why?
I don't know. I just imagine I always imagine like if my apartment's messy or something, I always think, oh my God, if I died, they'd just find this and it'd be so embarrassing. You know? And the same with like just sat jerking off to some porn.
Oh.
And they'll be like, they'll turn the computer on the porn.
And they will be like, you know, like, really, that's what he was watching?
Yeah. It wasn't even good porn. What was he thinking?
Oh, like
Yeah.
that wasn't worth dying for sure.
So yeah, I always imagine that like, yeah, it wouldn't be good. I wouldn't want to be found naked. I don't think. Naked, like sat up with your hands around your ankles. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
I guess. You know, I guess it's humiliating. Such
And
a
yeah.
silly way to die.
And allegedly, we found some magazine articles, like not backed up by any facts.
Okay.
But they suggested that 100 people a year die of masturbating. too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
Like what? Their dicks fall off, or?
So there was a guy in a Pakistani magazine.
I know Pakistanis, they love to masturbate a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How do you know that? Just a lot of fans on Instagram or something?
Yes, mostly Indian and Pakistani. Like, those are so horny. I don't know.
That's where the Kama Sutra comes from. So, and like a tantric sex. So maybe it's a more open society with masturbation. Who knows? But no, because porn's illegal in those countries. But yeah, then we found a man in Pakistan. He died because he masturbated 62 times in a row on Valentine's Day.
It was too hot.
Maybe.
Didn't drink and he lost so much
He
liquid.
died of a heart attack. He self-pleasured himself 62 times. World record.
Good for him. I hope he died happy.
It was speculated that he was suffering from depression due to be extremely single on Valentine's Day.
Oh, baby.
No, extremely lonely, not extremely single.
Well, I think people...
But I think that's dying of a heart attack. I don't think that's dying of masturbation. And how did they know it was 62 times? Like, did someone like...
Maybe he was counting, you know?
Well, I don't know. Maybe like there were 62 tissues on the floor? Or like, how does it work? Who counts that? I don't believe it.
That sounds fishy to me.
Yeah, me too. So,
I
yeah.
mean, but
So-
honestly, even if I masturbate, I prefer to come like 3 times in a row and then I'm good.
Yeah, see, I don't think guys do that.
No, you can't.
No. We just kind of get it done.
Yeah,
And then,
maybe come back to it later.
yeah, we're more like, yeah, we just get distracted by it.
No,
I think.
I'm just 3
Yeah.
times in a row and then good to go.
Yeah, how long does 3 times in a row take?
Depends. Can be 10 minutes, can be 20, can be 30.
Okay, that's
But
not
then
too long. It's quite fast.
I usually end up with a swollen pussy is all I can say.
Swollen.
Yeah, it's swollen because I always use like some strong machines,
And how long is it swollen for?
like a day.
A day.
Yes. Like my, the small labias, they get so swollen, it's almost impossible to pee. Yes.
What happens when you pee? Does it just spray everywhere or something?
It's just, I have to like manually open so it can exit.
The automatic doors stop working and
Yeah.
you have to do the manual override. Okay.
I mean, definitely excessive. But that's just how I masturbate. I if I masturbate, I go all in. I just don't know how to. How can you do it like in a gentle way?
I wonder if
let's say?
that's common. Like, if just all girls. Is that
No.
swollen lips?
Labia is a thing.
Yeah. Do they get
Hashtag swollen labia.
Do they get swollen after sex too?
Yeah, but in a different way. Like they get puffier because of
Puffy,
excitement.
I described.
But that's not the same. I'm just using a tool way too hard. I'm not supposed to, and then just cause, basically irritation.
So do you have to like not masturbate before work?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Do people like when it's swollen? Is it a fetish?
Well, I'm sure it is, but for me it's embarrassing. So I don't want people to think I'm, like been fucking like an animal the day before. No, it's private, I'm like, oh shit, now it's like so swollen that even walking is,
Really?
yeah, it's like rubbing too much. And I'm just, wow, congratulations, Kiara. No, I feel stupid sometimes.
How often does that happen?
All the time. I mean, every masturbation ends up being like this.
So if I see you like just wincing where you walk, like, I know what you've been doing.
No, I'm just like, shit, did I really need to do that?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So Kiara, overall, do you think that it's okay to masturbate and should people worry that they're masturbating too much or?
Absolutely not. I think people should masturbate. They should know their bodies, what they like, and just please themselves. It's really
Yeah.
no shame,
Yeah, and really,
in my opinion.
yeah, and if it is getting too bad, then it's just
Then,
just do something different. Just
yeah, like
change some things.
have a break.
Yeah, on a holiday. Or are they?
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's absolutely okay to masturbate. I encourage people to masturbate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although it sounds fun to go No Nut November.
Well, that's what we're doing for the rest of this month. So if people want to follow our No Nut November journey, they can follow us on social media. What's your Instagram and Twitter and everything?
My Instagram handle is Princess Kiara Lord. And my Twitter is Kiara Lord. Easy.
And you have an OnlyFans?
Yes. You can find me at thekiaralord.com.
And a website, I think.
Oh, and a website, kiaralord.net.
Yeah, so if you like Kiara, go check that out.
Thank you.
And if you want to see more of my stuff, blogs and porn and all of that, just go to mctommie.com, which is MCTOMMIE.com. And yeah, there's lots of fun to be had there.
And we appear quite a lot on each other's social media, so for sure,
yeah,
you can find us.
We'll find out who wins. Yeah, place your bet. Tell us who you think's going to win.
Do you want to address the rumors about us?
Sure.
So people think we are a couple. What do you have to say about that? Or
I don't think we are a couple.
You don't think?
No.
What do you mean?
I
didn't expect such an answer.
No, we're not, are we?
No, we are not, but people think we are. Why do you think that is?
Because we get on too well and we're opposing sexes.
Yeah.
And people get confused if a guy and a girl are friends.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun, yeah. Okay. Just wanted to, clear the air on that one.
Yeah, and so if you like this show, please remember to give it like 5 stars and so rate it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with someone that masturbates too much or too little.
Or too less. Yeah. Too little. Yeah. Thank you, Tommy, for inviting me.
Thanks so much for being the first guest.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.